Hello, Sunday here, doing another audio commentary. Yeah, this is actually game 4 between STX Seoul and CJ Entis. STX Seoul is up 2-1 right now. Moving on to game 4. This will be, and actually game 3 was quite the game. It was between Cal and Quanro, and oh my gosh, Cal with, just to say, a stork style comeback toss at the best. It was very nice play. Now we do see Hwasin here with the alfalfa, obviously not caring. He's in it for the winning. He doesn't care what he looks like. So yes, game 4 is between Hwasin and Effort. Hwasin being the Terran player and Effort being the Zerg player. Just a little background information about these players. Hwasin is 64% against Zerg, very strong against Zerg, and actually proven himself to be quite a Terran player. I'm pretty impressed with the stuff I've seen from him. And Effort, newer to the pro scene, actually only about 25% against Terran, although he hasn't played that many. So yes, it does look like this is going to be played on Colosseum. We do have Hwasin spawning in the orange Terran in the top left position. And there's a picture of him. And then we have Effort, the purple Zerg player, in the bottom right position. So cross map positions do tend to call for longer type games, although there are many exceptions to that. So yeah, it does look like he's sending out the Overlord. It does look like it may be going in the correct position. Overlord's going in the right position, not a huge deal, but they do help, and that is a sick picture. I have no idea what that's supposed to represent, but I am cheering at it anyways. I have no idea what it's supposed to say, though. I wish I could read Korean just so I could help you guys with what the sign means, because I think it's pretty interesting and pretty cool how the Korean pro gamers are basically like Hollywood stars and such. They're just as popular. Like, instead of going to see someone in concert, you went and visited Hwasin or something. I think that's pretty freaking cool. Anyways, enough with me and my StarCraft obsession. Let's get on to some StarCraft gaming. So yes, this is going to be some TVZ excitement here on Colosseum. Overlord is going in the right direction. Could possibly be checking for an SCV roaming the middle for a proxy, but there is no proxy from either player here. Obviously, Zerg proxy, I've only seen it a couple times, but it is very exciting when it does happen, but unfortunately we're not going to be as lucky to see that. Racks now going up, so interesting to see. Basically against TVZ is pretty simple from the Terran's perspective. It's basically, I mean, for build orders wise, it does look like Effort's going with the 12 hatch, but yeah, TVZ, you basically go 1 racks into Expo or double racks. Those are the two fundamental one, and there are wraiths and stuff and etc., but there's a couple variations. But yes, it does look like Hwasin's going to open up with a double rack. It's going to try to put on some early pressure and then expand, take the macro lead, take the economic lead, and just try to basically wear down his opponent into winning the game. Obviously, Terran against Zerg, as a Terran, your units are so cost effective because you generally do see Terran go the bio build, that Marines and Medics are so cost effective that they can live off 3 expansions so easily and really be fine off of it. And obviously Colosseum with the natural, safe natural, that's why often you see 14 command centers against different matchups and stuff. And with another expansion, but pretty safe, you can block off and put some units up there to keep it safe. Then it's basically that Terran can stay on those 3 expansions for so long that it's, in a way, it's a good map for Terran, I guess you could say. And now with the new variation of this map, you used to not be able to do siege tank drops at, like, on the borders. You used to not be able to rid your opponent, but now there are, like, cliffs and stuff, so even favors Terran more, even though you generally do see that more in TVT or TVP. But yeah, Overlord coming in. Marine's going to be sending out here. I'm not sure how aggressive he's going to be with these. Often you see him like be way aggressive, and often you see him not so aggressive. So yes, just going to now throw up the expansion here. So now it doesn't look like he's going to be too lucky. Oh, wow, he read that perfectly. Hwasin rejects that Overlord. He's like, you know what? Screw this Overlord. This is a dead Overlord. Dead meat Overlord. Poor Overlord. That was just a floating, roaming, octopus style looking floating thing. It was innocent, man. It just got killed. Anyways, it's important as Terran if you can keep that SCV alive as long as you can. It does slow down your Zerg opponent, and it can just kind of mess up the timing and stuff, so it is important. Now it does look like he's going to be moving out with a group of Marines fairly shortly. Interested to see how, we're going to see basically how good Hwasin's Marine micro is. Without medics, Marines are not super strong against Zerglings, but with medics And when Zerglings are running one at a time, it can be ugly for the Zerg. All right, so the tech to layer is up here. So yes, with these Marines, he's going to be able to get a decent scout and know what his opponent is doing, as well as, yeah, so about 8 Lings going to come in. You're going to be able to pick off that SCV, and these Marines, as soon as they saw that many Lings, these Marines are like, peace, I'm out, later. So yeah, the Marines are just going to try to chill in the middle here, and if they can get surrounded, oh man. Yes, he's going to have enough Marines to hold. No, he's not. Ling's going to be able to defeat those Marines, and that was a lot of Marines to lose. Unfortunately, he didn't get those Marines back quick enough. Kind of a mistake there. Now he feels he needs to throw up a bunker, jump in the bunker, and I hope these Lings aren't super Lings, but they're not. So he's going to be able to hold this off. Drone used there, sitting there for scouting purposes, knowing his opponent is pushing out. He's going to run in here, and that's kind of a suicide mission, but he might be able to get around these. If he could surround actually decent Marine Micro, he gets actually very decent Marine Micro. With that medic now, that's going to be a lot better. And, oh, wow, he was almost going to warp into a sunken cone. Oh, wow, we almost saw some true cheese, but then he's like, all my Lings died, so he's not going to do that. He's basically piecing out. Spire going up, so we could very easily be seeing some 2-hatch Muta action coming for this game. Ling's going to come in here, going to be able to get maybe 1 or 2 SCV kills. If they could get a couple, this would be big, but they're going to fall. Decent surround there by the SCV. That does stop mining for a second, but not enough. Yes, so Engineering Bay going up, so missile turrets will be going up. Yeah, just a little bit about Mutas. 2-hatch Mutas are probably about a 1 minute to 2 minutes quicker than 3-hatch Mutas. It's hard to say exactly, but yeah, Mutas on the way. It'll be a smaller group than obviously if it was the 3-hatch Mutas, but they're here that much quicker. Missile turrets, he's actually playing this pretty decently. Mutas will be at Hwasin's base in no time, though. They already are out. He's scanning. He's gonna know they're coming. Missile turrets are going up. 1 Ling still alive. That is a lot of blood for 1 Ling. They must be like 99% blood, and then they have like, do they even have bones? I don't even know. Anyways, missile turret's going up, so he should be able to hold this off decently well, but he doesn't have that many Marines because he did lose so many Marines early in the game. Kind of a mistake there by Hwasin. Opened up a double racks and lost 6 Marines just to simply to Lings because he was not quite prepared for it and got caught in the middle of the map, which is hard to build. You can't micro away from that. But missile turret's up. Going to be able to pick off this SCV, making the missile turret. So I'm actually going to be able to do a little harassment here. Marines, it just basically... The deal with Zerg is, I've seen it happen before where they stick with these Mutalisks. Only a couple Zerg players on very good days can win with just all Mutalisks. And such players are Jaedong. I've seen him do it before. But for the average Zerg player, I wouldn't recommend sticking with Mutalisks. You need to tech up while keeping your opponent in the base. That's what the Mutalisks are for, to keep your opponent in the base. And you can win a game. You can win games with just Mutalisks. But it's harder, and it's better, I think, just to be able to use them as harassment. They're not like GG. They're not like the GG type of units. They're not in the GG family. They don't cause good games, generally. Although they are a big part of winning for the Zerg. Yeah, so a few more missile turrets going up here. Actually, yeah, with missile turrets, very important you get them in good positions. Obviously, Mutalisks will cause the Terran to spend the money in missile turrets. It does, but it's well worth it. Obviously, they need them to hold it off. But missile turrets positioning is what you get with practice. It's very important though, because you don't want to get too many. You don't want to go like ridiculous. Like you don't want like lines and lines of missile turrets, but you want to have enough in the key positions to be able to hold it off. Which Hwasin's missile turret positioning now is actually very impressive. I mean, it's nothing like crazy new. I'm just saying it's good. Yeah, so no sign of the 3rd hatchery.